What is going on, everybody? This is Evan with Semi and Automatic. Xtool reached out to me, and they know we've been in the automotive field for a long time. We work on all types of vehicles, so they sent me their new D7 scanner to check it out and see what we think of it. This runs on an Android platform. It's got a 7-inch touchscreen on it, which is going to be a pretty nice feature. It's got an auto scan, so when you hook it up, it automatically recognizes the vehicle that you're hooked to. It's got a lot of two-way functionality from what I understand, and a lot of controls that you can do for two-way functionality. So let's do an unboxing and see what comes in the box. This is first time I'm opening it, so I'm not sure what's in here. It did come with the in the box. Obviously, you can see it comes in a blow molded case, and it came with a OBD 2-port Bluetooth dongle that you can just kind of hook up to your OBD 2-port. This is Bluetooth functional, so when you hook it up, you're going to be able to just not have wires and stuff everywhere. You can even scan it from outside the vehicle, which is kind of nice. Comes in a blow molded case, as you can see. It's pretty hardy case as well. Let's see what we got in here. So you can see the tablet's down here by itself. It's got a little foam pad just to protect all your instructions and paperwork. A couple cables in here. This basically gives you a packing list, let you know what it comes with. Just the basic functionality of how to use it. This is actually a user manual. Obviously, if you're not familiar with using these kind of tools, I would highly recommend going through this so you can get very familiar with how they work. I've used many scan tools, so I'm sure I can figure this thing out pretty quick. These look like power connectors for all over the place. This looks like, well, I know that here's a US connector. I think these are like for overseas and stuff, Europe and other connectors where they have across the world. This is the actual power plug where you would hook any of these appropriate ones up to. It's got a USB connector right here with a, I'm assuming USB cable. And there's like a micro USB that you would, I'm guessing you can charge the tablet. Obviously the tablet should power up itself when you hook it up to the vehicle, but you can also charge it as well, I'm sure. So I think it has like a several hour runtime on a single charge. This is your, so you can hook up, apparently, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a, let's take a look at this thing, see how it looks. Comes nice and wrapped up. It's a nice little 7-inch tablet. See what connectors we got on here. So you got your computer type connection down here, which is going to be a hard line connection from your tablet to your vehicle. So I'm assuming if this is dead and you didn't have it charged, you could use this cable directly to hook to the vehicle, and the vehicle is going to power up the scanner for you. So you would have to have this charged, obviously, to be able to use the Bluetooth functionality, because it has to have its own battery to be able to communicate via Bluetooth and not be hardwire connected to anything. So right now I'm going to assume it's dead, but let's find out if it comes with power from the box. See if this thing powers up, and it does. So it does come with some charge in it. We'll see how much battery's in it once we get it fired up. You got your Xtool logo. It's got their website on there, so you can go and check them out. And see how long this thing takes to load up. I'm gonna try to do this in one take. I'm not gonna try to edit this video, so you guys can get a true unboxing, kind of know what you're gonna deal with when you get it. I don't see any volume controls. It's just a power button and the micro USB there, I'm assuming for your charge cable. So I'm sure it's going to run me through kind of like a first time use deal. I'm going to power this thing up. I do have a vehicle here behind me that we can hook it up to, so that we can, we're going to go English, next. So we can see kind of what the functionality on it is. We do have internet here, so I'm sure you can hook up to Wi-Fi in order to do updates and stuff like that. Probably get some vehicle information. Go next. I'm not going to hook it up to this Wi-Fi right now. We're going to go done. Can we not skip this step? Spec on. Airplane mode. Not connected. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want internet right now. Done. Why does it keep going back there? So we may have to hook it up to the internet in order to get past this screen. Oh, great. See if we go into airplane mode. Nope, that just takes us back as well. This is not as intuitive as I would hope it should be. It may make me connect to the internet. Do you remember what the internet password is? So yes, you will have to put in a connect to a Wi-Fi network in order to get past that screen. If not, it will just loop you around and around. But once you get a Wi-Fi hooked up to it, you're going to come to this screen, which basically will run you through. We're going to go ahead and get started and see what we do on here. This obviously wants me to sign up. We're going to try to hit trial and see what happens. It's currently initializing and it looks like it's trying to power up, so I want to see if we can get this thing to function with the Bluetooth dongle, which will be kind of nice. I can't hook it up with a hard cable, which we might do if this acts up too much. I don't want to make this video too long. It's short enough for you to get a good idea of what you're getting, but I would like to show you the functionality of it, see at least some of the features that it does. So this is just a regular Bluetooth connection for your OBD2 port. Pretty much most vehicles after 1990, like 1990, are going to start having this OBD1 or OBD2 connectors. Like 1991 to 96 will have one, and then OBD2 is 94 and later. So pretty much every vehicle nowadays on the road is going to have this kind of connection on it for light and medium duty vehicles and some heavy duty. It's taking a minute to load. We're at like almost 60% now. Let's move it along. Alright, that was pretty fast. The last little bit loaded pretty quick. So basically it gives you 4 trials just to kind of mess with the thing. So we're going to use one right now. So this is, I'm assuming, going to be your main screen, your home screen when you power up your tool. Obviously I'm sure I may have more functionality when I go through the whole sign up thing and put my email and all that stuff in there. But basically we're going to go hook it up to the vehicle right now and see if it'll even communicate with this thing, or if I got to set this thing up as well. So go ahead and follow me there. And actually, if you want to get into that side of the car, that way we can... Alright, so we're in the vehicle now. We're going to go ahead and find, depending on where your vehicle is, obviously this should be in a different spot, but this is a Honda Odyssey. It's got the OBD2 port right down here, right above the driver's pedal, accelerator pedal. Your car may have it, most cars will have it in this area. Some cars have it sometimes on the passenger side, but most cars will have it somewhere in this area where you connect your OBD port on there, your Bluetooth port. So now that we're connected, let's see if this thing will actually recognize. Let's just try hitting auto scan and see if it even finds this thing. You're gonna have to have your ignition open for it to communicate with it. Yeah, we'll do a review on that thing later. See if it recognizes that. I don't know if they've already synced it to that Bluetooth dongle or not, and maybe something that it still will make you do obviously on initial setup. I'm sure it will. We're gonna grab the cable because I have a feeling that dongle's gonna want to get set up again. I want you guys to kind of see the functionality on this thing, and I think that dongle's gonna make me run. One phone is not recognized. Please input it manually. Yeah, so see, it's not even recognizing the VIN, which I'm assuming is because right now that dongle's not synced or something with this thing. So we're gonna just hardwire connect to it with the cable, and see if it'll read that way, which I would think it just should automatically kind of recognize the vehicle as soon as we do that. So this obviously goes connected right up here. You don't have to over tighten these screws, just snug them down. Same thing, you got the same kind of connection here. You're going to hook this up to your OBD2 port.
GPS connected.
Yep, thanks. made a sound. Well, we can cancel and try to hit auto scan again. So now that it's hooked up to an actual vehicle, see if it recognizes now. Yep, so obviously I didn't get this message a second ago. It's recognizing the vehicle because I'm automatically, directly hooked to it. So the 2016 on the Odyssey, it automatically recognizes the VIN number. So it basically asks you what kind of connector you're on. We're on a 16-pin connector. This is US. We're going to go ahead and hit automatic scan. I guess you can actually select a particular system, engine, HVAC, ABS, SRS, different systems of the car. You can select them individually. I'm guessing zero maintenance lamp. I haven't really looked through the manual, but I'm almost going to guess that would be to just clear a check engine light. And this will give you the vehicle information, which is the information it just gave me, year, make, model, things like that. Maybe the actual VIN again. We're going to hit automatic scan. So basically auto scan should do the entire system. Hot system, I would think, is just the systems that are currently active, but we're going to do all system scan to see what exactly it picks up. So we got engine, transmission, anti-lock brake system. It does find errors in that system, so it gives you right off the bat all the systems that it's scanning, and it tells you if those systems also have a fault in them, which is kind of nice to get this overview of what exactly it is going on right off the bat before you dig directly into any system. It scans them out fairly rapidly too. I have used other scanners, and this one works just about as fast, or maybe a little faster than the other ones. So it does quite a bit of systems. You even got seat weight systems, immobilizer. Obviously, it's going to depend on the vehicle you hook it up to and what systems are in that vehicle. So you can actually, from what I can tell, you can actually probably hit this diagnose button and jump into one of those particular systems to see what the problem is on them. I'm going to let this finish scanning. I'm wondering if when I click on one, if it'll actually expand that particular line item and give you a little bit more information here on what I would call like the gateway view of your systems, or if it's going to have to make me go in to see what the actual failures are. So that is all the systems that they're recognized. It says report and a DTC report, so I'm not really sure exactly what those mean. Let's check them out real quick and see what it means. What does report mean? So it's actually giving mileage. It gives me mileage on the vehicle, the VIN number, and I guess it creates a report. So if you wanted to like print this out or something for a customer, you could, which is kind of nice. You can also save it. See what DTC report means. So these are actually the faults that you have on the in particular systems. So the fault that's on, so you can kind of get a view of them through the gateway, which is very convenient. Let's see if we can go directly into one of these systems and see exactly what's going on. Let's look at the ABS, because we got 5 failures on there for some reason. So let's go into ABS, and this should take us directly basically through the gateway into directly the ABS side of the system and see exactly if we can read trouble codes and see what's going on. So it does give you to read the ECU information for the ABS side of it, read the trouble codes, clear the codes, actually get live data, which is very handy. If you're gonna, we can actually take a drive in this car and see if it'll give us live data on what each wheel speed sensor is doing to know where our fault might be coming from. It gives you actuation tests. I'm assuming you can actually actuate solenoids on the ABS module, because we are looking at the ABS system. View freeze frame data, which is whenever the errors occur, your computer is going to store some information, and it should be stored under freeze frame data for the codes that are currently stored in there. Let's see what special function it gives you. What you put in the maintenance mode? So it makes you put the vehicle in maintenance mode and all that stuff. So this is just, I guess, to check all the sensors on them. But we're going to go ahead and let's go back. You got a back button on this top left over here. Also gives you battery percentage on the scanner, so you know where you're at with battery. So this one came out of the box with, probably over 70% battery. I'm at 68 right now, and I've been using it for a few minutes. So let's look at the trouble codes and see exactly what it is. It's actually fairly rapidly goes to the next screen and loads up. So I like that a lot. This thing does load very, very quickly. Low battery voltage. So right front, left rear, and right rear wheel speed sensors are giving me some kind of error, and I have a battery voltage high code, which, you know, obviously those two, the first and second one are kind of contradicting each other. So the easiest thing for me to do right now, especially with these right here, is I drive this vehicle fairly normally and the ABS light is not on. So one thing that I can do, these may be old codes, so I'm gonna actually hit some live data and let's take a drive real quick and see if we can actually see if my wheel speed sensors are reading. So this is in kilometers. I haven't gone through the settings yet to see if you can change this. Obviously I'm in America, so we use miles per hour here, but either way, whether we're here or there, once this vehicle's moving, we should get a value on these readings right here. So let's try to do that real quick. Let's see, I'm gonna power up the vehicle and see if it'll this thing responds actually pretty rapidly, which is kind of nice. Let's shut this thing up real quick. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and drive around the yard here real quick and see if we get a reading out of those speeds, those wheel speed sensors. They should be reading all the same speed, obviously, unless you're actually making a turn or something, but for the most part we should get a reading out of them here in a second once we start moving, which I am backing up right now. Make sure I don't. Okay, so let's see if this thing starts reading right now when we go forward. Should be reading something backwards as well. Yep, so you see right there, it's actually reading, and they're all reading fairly evenly. So there's nothing wrong with the ABS sensors on this thing. It may have just been a particular fault due to low battery voltage at some point that has just been saved in that system for a very long time. But they're all basically moving at the exact same speed, which is telling me all the wheel speed sensors are working properly. So that's just an indication that there's really nothing wrong with that system. So I can actually, let's put the vehicle back in park here and stop safely. We can go back and I can actually clear these codes. Yep, the vehicle's in park. Do I want to clear the codes? Yes, I do. Turn off the ignition switch, and it is off. Okay, turn on the ignition switch. It's back on. Trouble codes cleared successfully. Let's see if they're still there. No codes, so that actually functioned very rapidly. So far, so good. I'm really happy with this thing. It's actually working pretty well. As you can see now, we went back to the main screen and everything is normal. I know this vehicle doesn't really have many issues with it. Also got a TPMS light. That may be, like I said, that may be an old failure. I don't even think, it does have a lane departure warning thing, so VSS brake actuator malfunction. So that also, some of these issues may be from low battery voltage at some point before the battery or something was replaced on the vehicle. Or maybe it just, needed a jump start at some point. But I could almost guarantee that I'm gonna have the same kind of signal ring, right rear tire pressure sensor. So let's go in there and just look at it real quick. I'm gonna kind of go through a couple of these functions just so you guys can see how it works. Read codes. Signal failure of right rear tire pressure sensor, and that says it's current. So let's go back here. Let's see if we can see some live data. This isn't really gonna give me any functionality while driving. Learn completed. I'm going to clear this code out and just see if it decides to return, because this vehicle does not say that there is a tire low right now, and I've actually previously checked them recently and there's not. We're going to turn off the ignition switch again. Okay, turn on. We'll go back here. I'm pretty sure I probably could have cleared all of them. This vehicle runs actually quite well and it doesn't really have any issues. Lane departure warning camera. This vehicle does have a lane departure warning camera, but it works excellent. I don't really have any issues out of it. I'm going to clear these codes as well. And you can actually clear the codes from the main screen. This thing responds very rapidly, which is very nice. When time is money and you're trying to work on something or fix something for somebody, it's one thing that I don't like about some scanners is that they take a super long time to reply to what you need them to do. But as you can see, everything right now is actually normal and green. There is no codes back on here. Let's fire this vehicle up. No, I don't want to exit. So I mean, I think this overall is an actually great little scanner, especially for the price compared to some of these other very large scanners. It is an excellent unit. It responds fairly rapidly. Once you get it all, I'm sure once you get it all set up fully, you can get a lot more functionality, obviously. And once I play with this thing a little bit more, I'll learn a lot of little tricks and stuff to make it just work better for me. Here's the main screen again, as you can see. I'm sure you can do updates from there. That's kind of why they want you to have Wi-Fi connection, so you can update the unit. It's got remote control, so I'm assuming maybe if you had needed some kind of, you can hook it up to some kind of computer. I'd have to look and see what that's for, so don't take my word for it. I wonder what special functions does. I know I was reading something about them that they do have a lot of dealer level functions that you can do. Yeah, see, so you can go on TeamViewer. So I'm assuming the company may offer some kind of support for you. It's basically like an Android tablet. So, see, yeah, that program's under diagnose on the tablet itself. So you look up your reports, you can diagnose individual systems. I'm guessing settings is where you can change. Here's where you can change your units to US units. So, like I said, it'll take a little bit of playing around with this thing for me to kind of get it customized to my use. But overall, I think it is a great tool. If you guys are looking for a good scan tool for your shop for a great price, or even for a do-it-yourself at home that you want to have some good functionality to fix a lot of problems on your own. From what I can understand, you can also do key reprogramming and a lot of things that you would have to go to the dealership and get charged several $100s for. So I mean, just with a couple of functions that this thing does and a couple of the activations that you can do, it can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars versus having to take your vehicle to the dealership, or even, like I said, for the do-it-yourself at home, save you thousands of dollars from having to take your vehicle to a mechanic shop and kind of learn how to mess with your vehicle yourself. This thing would be very, very handy. So I highly recommend them. Reach out to Xtool. They'll get you hooked up.